Hi, welcome back to my channel. God bless you. Happy 2025. Today, we're going to talk about how you can produce multiple streams of income for yourself in 2025. Do you feel like you could be making more money, but you don't know how to? There's so many different people in this world that have no idea what they're called to do, what God has designed you to do. And that could make your streams of income limited. That could bring you to lack and poverty, not doing what God has called you to do. Most of the time, the avenue that we're called to do is what brings abundance, and many people don't know that. And until you start living the life that God has called you to do, you're going to see a lot of hard times, a lot of trial and error, a lot of procrastination on what you want to do, a lot of just upset. Like you're upset about the way you have to go through life. You're upset going on your job every day and going to work because you're not doing what you're called to do in this life. I want to let you guys know my website is now live. Multiply Your Seed Agency. Please book a call with our team. Let us help you get on your journey to where you want to go this year in 2025. From designing your purpose, needing help to actually pull out that purpose in you, to help you build out your multiple streams of incomes through your seed and your purpose. If you're a business owner, if you need help coming up with your next big idea, book a call with our team. We have so many answers on how we can together grow in 2025 and how we can actually take on this world and take on the market that God has designed us to. We can have dominion over the seed God planted us over. And I want to leave you guys with this Proverbs 18 verse. A man's gift maketh room for him and bringeth him before great men. Meaning, if you're not operating in your gift, you're not going to be brought before men, meaning there's not going to be enough room for you to actually consume what you could consume if you're not in your gift. And we don't read the word to read it to actually apply it to our lives sometimes. I've been a victim of it, and I know many people have too, is that we read the word and think that it's just encouragement. No, it's supposed to be actually application. We need to be doers of the word. And in order for us to see the abundance we want and see our fruit, our labor become something that's so abundant that we can take care of our family, our family's family, our children's, our great grandchildren, create a legacy, take dominion, like God says, over the land He has given us, meaning our purpose, our seed. What has He planted inside you that you are not bringing to life yet? I wanted to create this live so I can help you with these answers. If you have any questions in the chat, list them down below. And I would love to help you guys on your journey, answer any of your questions, but also I just want to give you guys some insight. So, one of the ways that we can actually, let's say you don't know your purpose and you want to learn how to get into your purpose so you can be fruitful this year. One way I always say is first things first is you have to dig into your mind, right? If we're not producing a mindset that produces income, we're going to have a tough time. And what is this mindset? This mindset is built on positive affirmations. It's been built on the word of God. It's built on positive input. Okay. This is the people you surround yourself with, the books you read, the things you listen to. Everything cultivates to this mindset that becomes abundance. That means that you can attract what you're actually putting out and what you're thinking about. God says, so a man thinketh, so shall he be. Meaning we can't just go day to day with thinking things that we don't think there's repercussions for it. We need to make sure we're thinking things that actually yield results, yield a positive life for us. Okay. And so, in order to have this positive mindset, we need to make sure we're filtering in and out what we're actually consuming. Okay. What are you listening to on YouTube? What are you watching on Instagram? What are you doing on TikTok? All those things are actually, you may not think it, but subconsciously building yourself to be either more negative or more positive. And in order for us to see the life we want in 2025, we have to be very cautious because it's a split second decision, a split second mindset, a split second somebody said that can change the trajectory of our life. And it could change the business God has for us. And we don't want that. We want to take everything this year, right? We want to take control of our life this year. We want to take dominion over our life this year. We want to make sure we're having control over our life, but self control, right? So we want to control the situations that we can control, but things that we can't control, we need to leave it up to God, okay? Or leave it up to anybody else that you think that it's for. Like, let's say you're battling with somebody. Leave it up to them. You don't need to be going back and forth with somebody. Don't waste your energy and time this year. Okay. And second way, I think that you need to, if you don't know your purpose and you're trying to figure it out, is identify the skills that God has given you. What have people told you? Wow, you're the only one that's ever told me that. Wow, you're the only person that sees it that way. Wow, I was transformed when you just said that. Those things, those positive affirmations and positive things people tell you, don't take them lightly. There's a lot that God is building, and He'll just have somebody say something to you once to get the point across. Okay. There's so many different, this pursuit of just helping everybody come to the decision of this is my purpose and how can I produce multiple streams of income from it is why I created Multiply Your Seed Agency, because I want to help as many people actually win in 2025. How can you actually cultivate what you've been called to do? How can you take it from seed to multiple streams of income? That's what we do. In our industry and in our agency, we help you come with a comprehensive plan on how to get it done. It's not just talk, it's not just words, it's actually application on how we can pursue something better. Abundance doesn't just happen, it actually happens with hard work attached to it. And when hard work meets preparation, endless opportunities. And that's how we help you create multiple streams of income. And you check out the websites listed in the description box and let us help you. Let us get you from point A to point Z and build out where you're going to take dominion this year. You have a piece of land God wants to give you. But if we're not actually taking a hold of it, we're not going to reach where God has us for us. And so I also want to help you with, if you don't know your purpose, right? How do you identify the gifts, right? Just like I just mentioned, you can have those things that people said to you, those positive things that people told you, write them down. What has everybody said to you that you thought that were just, oh, that they were just being nice? No, this is what God is creating. God just wants you to see that this is the avenue He wants for you. Maybe it's a skill, like maybe you're just a polite person. You're like, well, how can I create a business around that? You need to keep being polite, because that being polite is what's going to build your business. It may not be your business, but it's going to build your business. You're going to be able to get clients by this kindness you have. You're going to be able to speak with other authorities because of this kindness. You're going to get into rooms that God has for you because of your kindness. So keep living out what God has already told you. Don't dim your light, because a lot of us will say, well, you know what? We've been taken advantage of in certain situations. And so you actually dim your kindness. But yet, that very kindness is what opens doors and rooms for you. So make sure that in 2025, we're writing down everything that will serve us for 2025. And we accomplish everything to our greatest magnitude. How can we extend it more? Right. And even the gifts and talents in the such as, like, let's say when you were 5, you were a painter, like you love to paint, you love to draw, you love to do whatever else you love to do. These are seeds that were planted. Maybe you never thought it could be a company, a business, but God is saying, go back, think about it, see what you have done in the past, see what I told you to do in the past, and allow that to become a fruit that produces income for yourself. If we're unhappy in a job, that's a tell. God telling you this is maybe not what you're supposed to be doing. This is not the call I had for your life. Maybe if it's like you're just tired of your boss, or tired going in and out, and you're just defeated at the end of the day. What are you called to do? What will produce multiple streams of income for you? And that's your purpose. Your gift, like I read in the beginning, Proverbs 18, a man's gift maketh room for him. If you're not in your gift, you're not going to have room. He's not going to make the room for you. And your gift will bring you to where you need to go. So that's what we do at Multiply Your Seed. We help you cultivate your gift into multiple streams of income. And you will identify clearly what avenue you're supposed to take. And because you're operating in your gift, clients come to you. You're not even seeking anybody. You're not going to be running a whole bunch of ads. You can run ads because that's a great thing to do, but you don't need to, because people are going to be attracted to what you're already doing and what has come naturally to you. And that's one of the biggest things that we stress, is because what comes naturally to you, that is your purpose. What do you do when nobody's watching and that you're just so joyful doing it? Is it cooking? Like, you enjoy cooking so much, but you've never even think you can make a business around it. You can. Trust me, and you can make a good lucrative business around it. You just need to know how, and you need some guidance, you need some counsel. You need a plan to be established. And if you need help with this, again, contact our team. Go on to and book a free consultation, and we'll help you along your journey. How how else can you pursue your purpose? Is applying yourself to the journey. Okay, so many of us think, okay, now we've lived in our purpose, we've identified it, right? We know what skill we want to go after, but now we're having trouble actually staying in the journey. God said, don't get weary in well doing, meaning it's going to be hard. Like, the journey will be hard. Hard work pays off, meaning it has to be hard to pay off. So, in order for us to see the end fruit, it has to be difficult. We have to be able to stay in the fight. And one thing that I've learned in my many years of just coaching, and because I used to, when I was younger, I played soccer many, many years, right? And one thing that I learned when I went from playing to coaching was that it's very different. Everybody is different, every player is different, meaning you have to structure yourself to meet the needs of who you're coaching. And I didn't know that prior. When you actually are just in the field of playing, you don't know that because you're just doing what you're supposed to be doing. But when you're now coaching individuals and consulting individuals, you're now tailoring them towards their personality. How do they learn? Right. And the journey is that. Okay. So you have to build yourself through that journey to see that you can cultivate something different for somebody else. And that's why I believe that one of the things, the best things you can do for yourself is trust yourself, is trust your purpose for yourself. Because one of the things that has launched me into my real estate journey and my business is the idea that I trust my decisions. I trust that going forward, I know I'm doing the right thing. Going forward on this decision, I've made it, and I know, and I'm going to trust and stay on the word of God that it is the decision that I made. I have to be able to actually feel that inside of me. And the only way you feel that is when you're aligned. You're aligned that God has called you to this industry and that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. But when you feel wavered and confused and frustrated, you know there's an avenue you should probably start deterring from. You need to start looking at different ways that you can elevate your business, elevate yourself. How can you be more present? How can you be more joyful, more peaceful? How can you get the people you love who are around you? How can you give more to them? By living in your purpose. Your purpose fuels everything. Are you tired? Do you feel like you're just defeated every day? These are all signs that there's probably something bigger for you, something God's waiting for you to attack and actually go into and address. But we're too scared sometimes. And I know it because I've been there. Trust me, it took me a long time to get into entrepreneurship. Why? Because it's unsteady, right? Entrepreneurship is the hard work, right? Easy is a stability, right? A stable job, right? Is easy. Physical therapist, easy. I used to be a physical therapist and it was easy. I showed up, I did what I was supposed to do, and I got a paycheck, right? It was hard. When I transitioned to entrepreneurship, I made the decision to say, I'm trusting God. I'm trusting the faith that God's built in me. I'm trusting that when he said he knit me together in my mother's womb, that he actually knit me to actually accomplish and have the strength and courage to accomplish everything he's told me to accomplish. But you can't do that if you're not connected to him as well. Like everything I said today, it's really important that you connect it to your source. Can a light work if it's not plugged into the outlet? No, right? It can't turn on. It just cannot. You can't get the light that you want. So you have to be connected to God to be able to see the purpose he has for you. And in order for you to actually flourish into the purpose, like it's one thing to actually launch a product, to launch a business, launch a career path, but it's another thing to sustain it, to stay longevity, to actually be something that creates a legacy for your family. That's difficult. But the only way you stay in that fight is to be connected, to keep the courage and the strength, because we can't rely on our own strength and courage. I'm going to be the first one to tell you, when things go difficult, sometimes we fold. We get into that mindset of, oh man, what do I do from here? And it's like we're having a hard time making those calculated decisions. But the only thing that will stay grounded and keep you forward is being connected to the word of God and to God. Real estate. If any of you watching right now are in real estate or want to do a business, those two things are difficult. Entrepreneurship is difficult. The only thing that keeps you grounded is your why. Why did you start in the first place? Why did you realize that after watching this, there is more that God has for me? After watching this, I'm not living the abundant life that God told me I would live. I'm not living within my purpose that I know I'm supposed to live in. All these things, all these questions, it's true. Why do you even ask yourself that question? Because God gave it to you to ask. That means you may not actually be living in what you're supposed to be living. Majority of the time, we don't ask things if we don't have a question for it, right? So in order for us to actually stretch and grab our hold of something is to be able to grow, right? Grow in different avenues of our lives. Just reading one of your comments. I'm an entrepreneur at heart, and I just yes. Okay. So one of the biggest things is actually to lose confidence. It is not for the faint of heart. Oh my God. I can tell you guys, entrepreneurship is not for the faint of heart. It is one of the most challenging things you can ever go through, but it is one of also the most rewarding things. If you stay in it long enough, I love the verse in Galatians where God says, keep doing good. Because in the end, whoever doesn't stop, whoever keeps showing up, you'll reap the harvest. So there is a harvest. We just have to get there. There is something that, the way that people say the light at the end of the tunnel, there is that tunnel. And there is a light at the end of it. We just have to keep going through the dark parts and you will see the light eventually. Just keep trusting God. I am like truly a testimony of being able to keep trusting God. There is times in my life where I didn't see God at all. I kept feeling like I was in the fight by myself. I was in this entrepreneur journey by myself. But until one day where God said, enough is enough. You've been through the trial. Well done. Here's your blessing. And it all changed. And it was crazy. It was one day. You just have to get to that day. Right. And it's just like real estate. Like when I was making my calls and my calls and my calls, trying to get my first deal, I was like, oh, I'm not made for this. I can't do this. But the only thing that led me to my first deal was not giving up. I actually realized not giving up is the secret. Many of us think that it's actually very difficult just to go back, but the trials build you. Every phone call I got better at. And to get the yes, I had to get better. To get to the yes, I had to go through the journey. And that's what I say about apply yourself to the journey. Not just say, I trust in the journey, but apply yourself to learning what's going on in the journey. So What is God trying to teach you in those moments of your life? The hard times. Right now, you're going through a hard patch and you're believing God for a big miracle or wherever you are in your life. God's going to deliver. I promise you, He will. It's just, unfortunately, God doesn't live in time, but we do. So, in order for us to actually reap the fruits of His labor and the fruits of what He's telling us that will come out of this, is we just have to meet His time at one point, right? And He's going to say, okay, daughter, brother, daughter, son, sorry, you have met the qualifications. You have done it all. Here's your blessing. And we just have to wait for that moment. I can't tell you what day it's going to come. I can't tell you what hour. I can't tell you what week. I can't tell you what month, what year. But what God knows is that when it does turn, you're going to feel like, thank God He made me wait. Because I can tell you, every miracle He's made me wait for has been the biggest blessing of my life. And I've realized that the trials, that hard pit that I had to be in, was actually what built me for the miracle. And I was able to sustain the miracle because business is hard. In order to sustain being an entrepreneur, you have to know how to have courage, have strength, make the right decisions, how to be in the grit. You have to know those things. And in order to know that, you have to build it. It's a muscle. Just like working out, you have to build your legs, your arms, whatever body you want, you build it. That's the same thing with your mind and your pursuit for something that you want, for your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, whatever you want out of life, you got to build that muscle too. So you know what's best for you. And in order for you to see the fruits of your labor, you just have to keep going. You know, one of the things that Gary Vee, I don't know if you guys know him, always talking about is that people just give up too early. We give up way too early. I love the picture that is um it's like a faith-based picture where somebody's climbing up a mountain and halfway through they're like, "Oh my God, will this mountain ever end? Will I ever reach the top?" And they stop halfway and just fall back down. And yet they had two steps to actually level out and meet their destiny and their dream. That's what life is. That is it. You know, we're that close. That's how close God is to giving us the blessing, but we're two steps away. Maybe why don't we ask ourselves the question, what does God want me to learn right now for my next? What am I doing in my entrepreneurship journey right now that I need to do better at? Write those questions down, hard questions to ask yourself that you can do better at, that will help you achieve when God gives you the blessing. It's a breeze. Okay. I had to write struggle questions for myself. I said, day in and day out, okay, what is God trying to teach me in this moment? Do I need to learn more patience? Have I been more patient? What can I do better in this time to build my entrepreneurship career? How can I build this company to be the best number one company when people think of consulting and think about building out their purpose? How can I do better on every phone call when people talk to me that I know they're attached to me and that their purpose and their house, if it's in real estate, is attached to me delivering for them? How ask yourself those tough questions where it makes you become a better person. And every time you ask yourself that and you give yourself an answer, you actually get closer to your dream and your purpose in life. Trust me, I had to do it. And you know what was funny? Like maybe about 2 months later from doing those hard questions for myself, I actually started getting sales. And I realized, wow, so all I had to do was be better. This year, it's not about chasing goals, dreams, everything. It's actually about how can you get better? How can you do better? If it's like a job, you're at a terrible job and you hate it, how can I be better and start living in my purpose? If it's you're an entrepreneur but you need to know how to get to your next move, how can I be better for my next move? How can I be better entrepreneur with what I have right now? If it's a business and you need to scale it, how can you be a better business owner? All these things are going to yield to what you want for your future. Okay. And I promise you, don't give up. It is right there. And I'm actually messaging you back. God is always on time, right? It is really important for us to know that God is always on time. He doesn't make mistakes. He's not a God of mistakes and he can't lie. so he can produce the results you guys want. Again, my website is down in the description box. If you want to talk about real estate as well as building out your company, this is all in the company. Multiply Your Seed is how you can get from point A to point Z. I'm going to help you guys design a plan for your real estate journey itself, or if you just have another purpose you want to seek. And that's why for creating the company was the idea for everybody. It wasn't for just people who wanted to do real estate. There was an avenue and a point in time where many people don't want to change their careers, but they just want to learn how to build multiple streams of income. And that's what we do at Multiply Your Seed. We help you build out your multiple streams of income. Subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share with a friend. Share with people. We're trying to build this channel up. I'm trying to encourage you guys on your journey. And everything that I've learned, I just want to give it to you guys. If you have any questions, any videos you want to see, let me know in the description box. Send me an email and book a free consultation call with our team. Everything will work out in 2025. I can bet it. Okay. So God bless you. Don't give up. Keep pursuing what God put in your heart, and you will see the fruits of your labor. Okay. God said, a man's gift maketh room for you. So your gift is coming. Your dominion over the land is coming. Just don't give up. Have a blessed one. See you soon. Bye. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys soon. I love you guys all, and I hope you guys are having a blessed 2025. Continue to enjoy your journey. Bye.